Today I want to teach you how to activate the TTSSS system. This is something that can help you with your immunity, inflammation. In fact, all of our patients who come to us, while we look at the immune system, while we look at lab reports, while we look at root causes of why they're sick, while we look at family history, sometimes we get into genetics. The one system that we never ever miss is the TTSSS system. I'm going to explain that to you right now. The human body has every single healing mechanism already built in. When we fall sick and we don't recover, it's because we're unable to activate or harness the intelligence of the human body. Maybe because we're eating the wrong food, maybe because we're overeating, maybe because we're sleep deprived, we're too stressed out, so we don't allow these mechanisms of healing to activate. Maybe we're sedentary, maybe we're working out too much. You see, it's an intricate balance within the human body and outside of us. Look at nature. It's an intricate balance of harmony. When there's disharmony, there are problems in nature outside of us. A lot of us think that we're a part of nature, and that's where we're wrong. We're not a part of nature. We are nature. We are nature. We're not a part of nature. We are nature, which is why we operate best within the parameters that define us. So when we can align the way we eat, sleep, move, and think with nature, we start to gravitate more towards healing and recovery and prevention. But when we're dumping artificial food with chemicals and artificial sweeteners and all of that stuff, we're pushing the body on and on and on with training without proper recovery. We're constantly chronically stressed because it's not natural to be stressed. You may say it's the way of the world, but it doesn't mean the way of the world has to be right. And then when we're sleep deprived, we create so much of disharmony within the body. Now, what is the TTSSS system? T and T, taste and touch. SSS, sight, sound, and smell. All of our senses, we have these senses to protect us. There's a reason why we're supposed to taste. The human body doesn't know what you're eating. It only knows that when you're eating, it needs to protect you from any poison, from anything that can threaten survival. And that is why there is taste. If the taste is unusual, or there's a message that goes to the brain, or there's constant communication happening. Smell. Why is smell important for us? Is it because it's only enjoyable? No, certain smells communicate with the brain, communicating with the immune system, inflammation. That's why there are some smells that can create inflammation in the body. There are some smells that soothe us, that calm us down. These are all parts of our defense mechanism. Why do we need to hear? Sound, to protect us. Sound, the ability to hear, to protect us. We think it's only for music. That's great, of course it is. But sensing danger. All of your five senses are designed for survival. And then we have smell, we have sight, we have sound, seeing. We can see danger. We can see things that are pleasurable. So you see all these senses. A lot of us go through our lives not activating most of these senses. Instead of sound, there is only noise. When our senses are not activated, or we're eating a meal, but we're not focusing on taste. When you eat mindfully and you focus on every taste of a spice or everything else, the whole dynamics of digestion changes within the human body. You eat lesser, your digestive system is more effective. But when you eat fast, there's no taste, and that's why the body, the brain keeps chasing more and more and more and more of it. How do we activate the TTSSS system? If I'm not activating even one of these parts of my system, there's always messages of confusion. The body moves into fear mode because if I'm not able to taste, if I'm not able to hear, if I'm not able to see, and that's why things like natural light is important for us. That's why if we live in busy cities where there's noise and honking, we need to create areas in our life where we can also focus on picking up sounds of nature. If you don't have nature around, white noises, music, and all of these things. So the TTSSS system is so important. Sometimes we get the sickest of the sickest patient. They're just sent home to literally die. They're on palliative care. There's nothing you can do. When these patients come to us, we don't have any medicine to treat them. There's nothing in the medical world. But what happens when you start to activate the TTSSS system? Magic. That's why I always tell patients, never give up. Just because the medical world may not have something for you. Maybe the nutrition world doesn't have something for you. Maybe it's time that we need to look at, have we activated the natural defense mechanisms of the human body? Are we activating our intelligence, or do we believe, are we so shallow to believe that if there's no medicine, there can be no life? That is untrue. Of course, in certain cases, accident victims, organ failure, we know how it's going to be. But we need to elevate and align with nature. Now, how do we activate the system? Very simple. Taste. Whatever you eat, I want you to start mindfully tasting. That's how you develop the sense more and more when you use it. If you don't use it, you lose it. So when you have a meal, or you're having a coffee, or you're having a tea, I want you to think, I want you to feel the taste. You know, we need to move from thinking to sensing. We're always overthinking what we're eating, what we're doing, and stuff like that. I don't have a problem with that. But some of us have to move from thinking to sensing. When I'm eating a meal, how do I feel? What's that taste? Connect with the taste. Everything changes. You just make that sense stronger and stronger, and you will end up eating less. So that's with taste, with touch. How many of us have touch in our life? Why do you feel so good when you touch your pets? When you pet your pets, there's oxytocin, there are neurotransmitters, you feel amazing. What about human touch? Are we living in relationships where we have less touch? Even holding someone's hand, the power of touch, even a hug, even just caressing someone. Of course, there's right touch and wrong touch, so you want to be sensible about that. You have a child crying, sometimes they don't need an iPad, they don't need screen time, they just need to be in your arms. They need touch. Touch is such a powerful human mechanism for your immune system to create a sense of safety, belonging, and all of these things. But we're so glued to our internet and AI and everything else that we forget that touch is such a powerful healing medicine. Now you will develop the sense of touch more when you use it. So start getting touchy in the right ways. Sometimes even feeling yourself. That's why I always tell my patients, you have breast cancer. Okay, it's in your breast. Put your hand gently on your breast. Put your hand gently on a point or a part where it's paining, where you have a wound. Touch, feel that touch, and then talk to your body. Connect with your body. All of these are energies. They're real. That's what healers do for you. They have a healing touch. They touch you, and then of course you have healing people with healing touches who create frauds and they misuse their touch and stuff like that. You want to be careful of that. But touch is so important, and that's why sometimes when you're sick and you're living in a city away from your mom or your dad, you crave that healing touch of your mom. All of these have so much of power in them. So you have taste and you have touch. Now let's come to sight. Are you constantly looking at social media and the next reel and the next celebrity who's endorsing pan masala, chips and soft drinks? Or are you looking out and connecting with nature, with the sun, with the moon, with the stars, with greenery, with things in nature, with the ocean, with the mountains? That's the kind of sight that you need to enhance more and more. Are you glued to your screen, watching who's pretty but isn't really pretty? They have Botox and they have fillers. Are you looking at people that have multiple filters, and in real life you look at them, you can't even recognize them? I'm only joking about these things, but that's exactly what Instagram is all about. It's a lie. You see these people in real life. I mean, I see them on flights, I see them, and I'm like, what message are you sending yourself and other people? Where's the truth? How do you look at yourself honestly in the mirror? And a lot of these people hate looking at themselves in the mirror when they're not done up. That's how fake society's become, but that's not the sight I'm talking about. I'm talking about sight like greenery. What do you look at when you wake up in the morning? Your screen? Or do you open your window, step out on your balcony, connect with natural, beautiful light? Because natural, beautiful light, nature, everything that's natural has a direct impact on the internal environment in the human body. You won't believe it. I had a guy yesterday, I know I'm going a little bit off track right now. I had a guy yesterday who fell in love with a girl. They're deeply in love, but now he's confused. And I said, what's wrong? You're about to get married, fiancé, all of that stuff. He said, Luke, every time my girl's with me, she has so much of makeup on. When she's at home, she doesn't have makeup. I'm confused. I love her for who she is, but there is a physical attraction, and I'm no longer physically attracted to her when she doesn't have makeup on. And at first we think, oh, what a shallow person, but when you give it more and more thought, these are real problems that people are coming with day and day. I have a lot of women who come to say that, Luke, without my makeup, I'm the most insecure person. I need to have makeup on to be accepted by people. Now, I'm not against makeup. Makeup is beautiful. You do it the right way, all of that stuff. But if it becomes your identity to be accepted or your self-worth is connected to it, you have big problems and so does your partner eventually. I'm just trying to say we need to get more real. We have sight, use it the right way. So we're going to enhance the power of our sight when we connect more with natural light, and with nature. What about sound? What are we listening to all the time? Listen to music, listen to everything else, but are you listening to the sounds of nature, which are therapeutic? When you listen and when you look at nature, it's a different vibration. It's a 7.8 hertz, which is a frequency that can heal you. That's why spending more time in nature, anyone feels good. A lot of people come back from their holidays in the mountains and beaches and say, Luke, I just want to go back and all of that stuff. What are they craving? They're craving nature. They're not just craving the food or the time they spent in the pool on the beach. They were not in it 24/7. They're craving the frequencies of nature. And they hate coming back to their cities. So we need to understand that we need to use our sight the right way to enhance it, sound the right way. So what you can do right now is you can connect with nature and start training. You can even close your eyes and start training sound. What birds can I listen to? What are some of the sounds of nature? The raindrops. What is it that I can do? And even more in a city. So you train sound and then smell. It is so important for us to enjoy the smell of coffee, the smell of tea, the smell of a flower, the smell of nature, the smell of rain. Because the more we do that, the more we train our senses. The more you keep your senses alive and heightened, it connects with every part of the human body, including the immune system. This is science and this is nature. So we can enhance that. And like I said, all these patients who come home for palliative care, we have very little that we can do. But when we're able to enhance their senses and get them to start focusing on these small things, it is magical to see the quality of life, how it changes for them. And that's why people who are stressed out all the time, anxious all the time, take 10 minutes a day to train your TTSSS system. Taste when you eat your meals. Touch whenever you have the ability. Sound whenever you step out in nature. Sight whenever you look around. And smell when you're eating your food. Smell when you're having that coffee. I know so many people who say, oh, I'm a coffee drink, I'm a coffee whatever, and they just chug their coffee while they're looking at social media. They think they're coffee lovers. They love the idea of coffee. I want you to smell the fragrance, brew coffee, and remember those smells. It should make you happy because it's connecting with you. It can make you happy. The smell of something good can make you happy. So especially when we're living in cities and all of that stuff, we need to work harder at activating the TTSSS system. And that's what I want all of you to try every day. 5 systems. Before you sleep at night, have you activated these systems for even 3 to 5 minutes? It's going to make you a happier person. It's going to make you a calmer person. It's also going to help your immune system work better. Have a great day, everyone, and have a great weekend. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, breathe deep, and remember, you care. It's all about you.